guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to do my full review on the Scott Pursuit road running shoe. Scott is a company that has been around for a lot of years. They were known as Scott USA for a lot of years. They started in the late 50s, I think 1958. A man named Ed Scott came up with a way to kind of revolutionize ski poles. Before that, they were using bamboo and steel, and the poles were just straight. And he came up with a tapered design that dropped the weight and used aluminum, and became big in the ski industry. Scott now does lots of products for outdoor and adventure type things. They are still big into ski equipment. They sell some skis, they sell some ski equipment, they sell outdoor wear. They also got big into bikes. They were the first ones to come up with one of the big aero bar designs. In fact, when back in the 1989 Tour de France, Greg LeMond famously won by using aero bars and making a big comeback in the final time trial stage. He was using the Scott bar design, and there were a lot of Scott aero bars sold for a while. Scott also still sells a lot of cycling stuff, cycling equipment, cycling clothes. They also sell bikes, like some nice lightweight carbon fiber bikes. And they've gotten big into motorsports. They sell a lot of equipment for motorsports, and helmets and outerwear and things like that. They've also gotten into making running shoes. Scott is no longer based in the US as of, it looks like, 2019. They moved their headquarters to Switzerland, so it's now a Swiss-based company. We carry their running shoes, some of their running shoes, in our in the running store I work for, Trailhead Running Supply. We actually have, like, I think it's three of their trail models, and they seem very well constructed. I will say, as far as their trail shoes go, for me, they don't work just because they're a little bit narrow in the forefoot and very shallow in the forefoot. And I like to be able to wiggle my toes some, and I can't do that. I would just say it's more the Euro type design. A lot of the European shoe brands do the narrow forefoot and the shallow heel toe box. It just doesn't work for me, but it obviously works for a lot of people. The Scott Pursuits, I was able to get a pair, and I have some opinions on them. I now have a little over 50 miles on them. They definitely don't have the issue. They're definitely wider through the toe box. There is more room in the, as far as depth of the toe box, so I'm able to wiggle my toes some, so they're actually fairly comfortable there. There's a couple reasons. Well, there's a lot of reasons why these are good shoes, and then there's a few things that are kind of deal breakers for me personally that'll keep me from purchasing more of them in the future unless they make some changes. But I really think they're good shoes. They're just not for everyone. These are actually a fairly lightweight daily trainer. They come in at 8.8 ounces in a men's size 9. They have an engineered mesh upper, which I think is very comfortable and breathable. It has some TPU overlays, which I think gives it a little structure. I think they're very comfortable in that respect. They have what they call their ER2 Evolved Rocker technology. Scott makes a premium race shoe with carbon fiber plate, and this one borrows a lot of that technology, so it uses the same rocker type design. They do toe off well. They're using a full-length kinetic light foam. It's their own foam. It's proprietary, but I will say it feels really good. It's very cushioned, but still feels fairly responsive, and it has some firmness to it, which I actually like if I'm trying to pick up the pace. I found that I ran in these, I could pick up the pace. I also found they were very comfortable for slow runs. I've done several shorter runs in them. The longest run I did was 11 miles, and they performed well. They come in, they've got an 8mm stack height, so they are 30 millimeters of foam in the heel, 22 millimeters of foam in the forefoot, and like I said, they have the rocker design. The outsole rubber they're using, it's not super thick, but it seems to be wearing really well. Like I said, I have 50 miles and I can hardly see any wear at all, so I'm impressed with that. They have an Ortholite footbed, which is comfortable, and they don't smell yet on me, so that's a good thing. Anyway, they have been really good shoes. I like them. There are a few deal breakers for me personally. One is they are an 8mm drop, and as a person that did a lot of work to get to wearing zero and low drop shoes, 8mm is a little bit more than I'm really comfortable with. So there's a little bit more of a ramp to them than I prefer. A lot of people will find 8mm perfect and they'll work great for them, but it's just a little bit more than I prefer. The other thing is a fit issue for me. Whereas the forefoot is wide enough and there is enough depth in it, I'm having trouble with this heel. I found that when I just laced them up originally in my men's size 11.5, my heel was slipping quite a bit. Now I was able to tie the runner's knot and stop the heel slipping. So they have been very usable. I've been able to run in them. However, I have a fairly narrow heel, and there's just a lot of extra space in here. There's always a big gap. I just don't feel as secure in them. So I wouldn't want to corner real hard in them, and it just doesn't feel good to me. So those are my two fit issues. Is the heel just doesn't lock down real well for me. It's working well enough when I'm using the runner's knot, and then the drop is a little bit more for me. But there are some people that come into the store that have a little bit wider heel. These fit great and they're loving the shoes. So I just thought I would pass that on. I'm not throwing them away. I'm going to keep using them. I just probably won't get another pair in the future. They sell for $150, which I think is pretty reasonable, especially the way they feel. They're a really good daily trainer, and like I said, with the rocker and that foam they're using, they feel really good on a variety of runs. Anyway, that's really it for my review of the Scott Pursuit. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked the video, please consider giving it the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep moving.